Service over. 10-4.
20, game point, 18.
11-4, interval.
Ah, the Sydney Harbour, what a wonderful place. Catch one of these great old ferries, maybe out to Manly, catch the sights out on the northern beaches, sail away the day, who knows. But there's plenty to do, lots of great areas to go and visit, to hide away in. And of course, there's always the Opera House if you need to go and see something. Some of the wonderful sites available in and around Sydney, where we are at the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. We're moving towards a men's doubles encounter, and Jill, the teams involved in this one, make their way out onto court, and it will be a battle between Korea and Malaysia.
Yes, they're very much in form, Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung, number 4 seeds, up against a pair who's playing in their first ever Super Series tournament together. Now, if we look at the Destination Dubai rankings, well, of course, the big movers were the pair we're about to watch, Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung, up 8 places from 13 to number 5. In fact, over the last 2 weeks have moved up a staggering 18 places, having won the last 2 Super Series events.
It's the kind of form you like to take into a tournament.
Red or green? Reds, you greens. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the toss of the coin.
Green. Soft? Who soft? Tan.
One of 3 choices. If you win the toss of the coin, you can decide which end you wish to start, or you can decide to serve or receive. So as you can see, this is our last quarter-final of the day. In fact, all courts, last matches on quarter-finals before the semi-final lineup is decided. And we know, awaiting the winner of the match we're about to see, is a Malaysian pair, Hoon Tien Hao and Tan Boo Hyung. So will it be an all-Malaysian semi-final? Or will the Korean pair continue their good run? Well, the Korean pair are seeded 4, but after victory at the Indonesia Premier Super Series event last week in Jakarta, shot up 2 places in the world ranking to number 2. Well, let's look first of all at Malaysians. Do not pay any attention to that world ranking. I can assure you that that is way off the mark. In fact, they've gone down 13 places, which is ridiculous. They've only got 1 tournament towards their world ranking. Their career win-loss record, of course, relates to the Thomas Cup campaign last month in Delhi. So they teamed up together for the Thomas Cup. The Malaysians have said, let's try them out in tournaments as well. And as you can see, confirming what I've just told you, up 2 places in the world ranking. And they too are a very new partnership. Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung only formed their partnership at the Denmark Open last year, formed their partnership and won the tournament. That's a pretty impressive start to a partnership. So our court officials for this one, from Indonesia and Slovenia. They've had a busy day, haven't they? Court officials and the line judges, everybody's doing rotations on the matches.
A lot of matches to get through.
Players ready to play?
Well, as far as the Koreans are concerned, they had a very tough battle yesterday against Hirokatsu Hashimoto and Noriyasu Hirata. Japanese pair who, in Japan, did so well, reaching the semi-final stage. Full distance there. Full winning through. The Koreans 21-12 in the decider, an hour and 13 minutes. Well, the Malaysians also had a tough battle yesterday. They put out number 6 seeds. Gideon Marcus Fernaldi and Marcus Kido of Indonesia came back from a game down. Well, quite obviously, this is the first meeting between the two pairs, considering it's the first international tournament together. I say quite obviously. Of course, they could have met in the Thomas Cup, but they didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Leong Dae and Yu Yeon Seong, Korea. And on my left, Go Vi Sem and Tan Wee Kyong, Malaysia. Tan Wee Kyong to serve to Leong Dae. Lahore. Play.
So the unseeded Malaysians, Go Vi Shem and Tam Wee Kyong. Outside of the court, and just for identification purposes, if it's possible to tell, the taller of the two Malaysians is Go Vi Shem.
1 love.
And his partner, 25-year-old Tam Wee Kyong.
And in this format, how difficult is it when you come up against a new pairing or a relatively new pairing?
Well, the players will know each other's play as individuals, so they'll know their strengths and weaknesses. And it's really the dynamics between the two players that is the deciding factor.
And joining us in commentary as well is Mark Nichols. And Mark, you've seen a lot of these players. I asked Jill just a moment ago about, you know, new pairings, and does it take a while in a match like this for you to work out the idiosyncrasies of a combination at the other side of the court?
Well, definitely, it's certainly a different concept when you're used to playing against certain pairs, and then when they make a change to their combination, it certainly requires some adjustment. So, you know, there'll be adjustments during the match for both sides.
Yeah, it's good attacking play.
Service over.
Mark, I'm a great believer that attacking play in doubles is the absolute key. I mean, I know that you and I personally have talked about the improvement in defensive play in recent years, but it is still about the attacking play in the first 3 shots of the rally.
3 shots, really critical. Serve, return, and the third shot. And also controlling the rally from the front court. You know, your front court player needs to be able to make those moves and be able to cover the net and to keep the pressure on the opposition. You can't just defend your way out of every rally.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because of course I'm a huge fan of Lee Yong Dae. I believe that he, along with Hendra Setiawan of Indonesia, are the top 2 front court players in world badminton. I don't know if you concur with me, but I mean, his reading of the game is just superb.
Yeah, absolutely. Just that ability to be able to see the pressure that's on the opposition and be able to make that move, start heading in that direction before the shuttle's even played, is that instinct that I don't think you can train it. I think it's something that some people have and others don't. These 2 guys, you know, he is one of the best in the world. He's incredibly good at mixed doubles as well in the past.
Yeah,
he reads the
former
play.
Olympic champion, of
Yeah,
course.
you can't get much better than that. So his ability to control and read the play, I think, is probably second to none.
Fast exchanges. Oh, indecision, yeah. Well, that cost him dear.
I think they pushed it long.
Well, just watch the indecision here. He's going to leave it.
Leon D and Yong Seo-sung challenge.
Yeah, well, it was called in. The Koreans are going to challenge.
They obviously believe it was out. You wouldn't be challenging this early in the game unless you were fairly confident, I wouldn't imagine.
No, that's the thing. Chris and I were talking earlier about, you know, it's great to have this innovation of Hawkeye here. Let's have a look.
Oh, no, it's hit the line.
It is in. But you've got to also, because it's so limited at the moment, the number of challenges you can have, that you've got to tactically use the challenge at the right time.
Yeah, and I heard you speaking earlier, and I completely concur. I think if the technology's there, I think we should use it. It obviously doesn't slow the game down too much. It's probably about the same amount of time it takes to have a towel break and a drink. So
I think it's quicker.
Yeah.
I think it's much quicker.
Yeah. It just enhances the product as well. Everyone's confident in it.
Yeah.
Again, those quick exchanges between the players, so critical to be able to have controlled aggression in men's doubles. You can't just go and hit the cover off it every time. You've got to be able to change the direction, to change the pace, to mix it up. If you're one-dimensional, the opposition will find it too easy and pick it off.
Oh, the luck of the net cord for Tan Wee Keong.
Service over.
Immediately apologises.
6-all.
Desperate lunge there to try and get it back. There's not much you can do about those net cords.
Oh, goodness.
Rather lucky to get away with that. I think that shuttle was pushing wide.
7-6.
Well, since his return from his suspension, Lee Yong-dae, his whereabouts and suspension, in individual competition in men's doubles, he hasn't been beaten.
Leon D.
Now, are they in the wrong formation?
Leon D.
Umpire says it's Lee Yong-dae to serve. Good spot by the umpire.
And the rally's been going so long, I think the players have forgotten who was serving, who was returning.
Oh, that's a great return.
Service over. 7.
Beautiful variation there on the return of serve. He moved forward quickly and just placed it off to the sideline.
Of course, it was the Malaysians at the Thomas Cup
7.
finals. Fourth match on court, second men's doubles that kept Malaysia battling to the fifth and deciding match within the tie. And they beat Sonoda and Kimura. What a thrilling match that was. Oh, that's clever from Go V Shen.
Service over. 8.
Now, of course,
all.
Mark, there's been so much talk in the Malaysian media about the formation of pairs now that Kukian Kiat has resigned from the National Federation. Tan Boon Hyong and Kukian Kiat, of course, former world #1s, silver medalists at World Championships. So there's all this talk and dispute who should pair with who.
Service over.
And for the top 4 Malaysian men's doubles players, they've swapped around third partner in 3 weeks. So we're not really getting much of an indication of what the National Federation are thinking on this lines. But I like this pair.
They seem to have a really good understanding between each other, and their game styles seem to match up really nicely.
Oh, that's clever from Yu Young-sung. My
Service
goodness
over.
me, how did he create that
9.
angle?
all.
It's late on that one. Look at that leap. And to play that cross court.
Most other players would have been playing a backhand for that, I think. He just leapt across and smashed across court and caught the opposition by surprise.
Ten. 9.
Yeah, a mistake from Tan Wee Kiong.
In the ball.
And it means that the #4 seeds, Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung, have the lead at the mid-game interval. 2-point advantage, 11-9. Well, 2 sets of coaches can have their input now. But I suspect for the Koreans, I think they've perhaps got another level that they can go to as far as involving Lee Yong-dae at the net.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Malaysians,
Court
in
1, 20
contrast, have to
seconds.
keep him away from the front court area. Now he's going to need to retie the shoelace, Go Vi-shen. So just 10
11,
minutes
9.
to get to that mid-game interval. Men's doubles does have a habit nowadays of going at double quick time. Now,
Service
Mark, I
over.
was saying that I think the Malaysians need to keep Lee Yong-dae away from that net area. I mean, that's easy for me to say. How do you put it into practice?
It's very difficult. It's really difficult to try and isolate any player in men's doubles now at this standard. You just want to avoid letting him be in his comfort zone too often. You want him to be spending more time at the back of the court, keeping him away from the net where he's such a creator. He's a real creator in the rally, setting up for his partner. He reads the play so well. A loose error there.
Service over.
Every unforced error really hurts you at this level. Let the pressure off.
Yeah. Seems to me as if he's just
Service over.
struggled to find his spatial awareness in the early stages, Yu Young-sung. Now seems got the measure of it. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Wonderful example of Lee Yong-dae intercepting things he had no right to intercept.
Set that rally up right from the start. Just his control and his changes of the angles, creating for his partner. creating difficulties for his opposition. They're not able to read what he's going to do, and they don't have time to counter it.
Yeah. You see, the Koreans seemed under pressure. And then all of a sudden, Lee Yong-dae intercepts one, and the whole rally is changed.
Just it's almost that great skill of being able to counter-attack from a difficult position. It's just one of those unique individuals who can do it.
Yeah. Well, I think I was talking at the game interval just before that I think that they can go to another level, and I think they've just put on that burst. 5-point advantage now. Yeah, it's clever. A little bit of confusion between the two Koreans.
16.
We saw that return of serve used on the other side of the court. It worked really well, just placing the shuttle down on the sideline in between the front and the back player. The centre of the court moves around a lot in doubles and mixed doubles, and just being able to find that point can make all the difference.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons why tactically there's such a difference between singles and doubles in badminton, because, I mean, playing to the mid-court area in singles would be a catastrophe. And yet that is one of the best tactics in the doubles discipline.
And you always find as the front court player, if your partner's smashing down the sideline or smashing across to the right across court, you get locked out of the rally and you get left out of it. Whereas if they bring it back through the centre or across the body of the opposition player, you've really got an opportunity as that front court player. So it's just as we just saw then.
Yeah, I like to call that the channel attack. Down the channel in between the two players. You're absolutely right. Not only is there a little bit of confusion between the two players, who's going to play that defensively down the centre, but also it narrows the angle of reply, and therefore there's more chance of you getting your net player involved to make that interception that you've been talking about is so critical. It's a wonderful player again. Every time I watch him, it's just an absolute delight. Lee Yong-dae at his absolute best. Drive, defence, comes forward. Great poise and balance. Look at that.
It's another good example of the difference between singles and doubles. There really is no place for a net shot in men's doubles in particular. If you're going to play a shot to the net, you want to be placing the shuttle down. As soon as your racket turns to play a net shot, the opposition players are coming in straight away as he did on that occasion.
Yeah. Down as a poor miss from Tam Wee Keong.
20. Game point. 14.
Game points have arrived for the number 4 seeds from Korea. I'll have to wait a little longer.
15. 20.
Still another 5 opportunities. Oh, that's nice. Second time of asking. And Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung very comfortable in the opening game. 21-15. Just 17 minutes of play and 1 game to the good. The Korean number 4 seeds. No.
It hasn't been all hard work for the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships players. Look at them, they're enjoying a night out. Oh, I don't know that that's on the diet, but hey, they're having some fun and enjoying a cruise on the Sydney Harbour, taking some photographs and some memories to take back home. And there, what else would you capture bar one of the world's most famous sights? The Sydney Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, and of course the Bay. Everyone had a great time, as the Koreans are at the moment. They're up by 1 game to love.
Oh, that's clever.
Good solid defence there from the Malaysian pair. They were under pressure.
1 love.
The Malaysians have always been so well known for their defence and counter-attacking capabilities throughout the years. Obviously, this pair developing as a new combination, still learning how they're going to work together.
Oh, string's gone, I think. Yeah, string in the racket of Tam Wee Kiong. Did well to control that last one.
2 love.
It's a shame the rally didn't keep going. He might have been able to run off and grab another racket and continue on.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times, haven't we?
It's always exciting, gets the crowd going. Although the rackets are a lot further away than they used to be. You've got to travel a lot further to go and grab a spare.
It's brilliant again, isn't it?
He's superb.
Service over.
Anything in front of him
1
or
2.
out to the sideline, his racket readiness is absolutely perfect.
Last week in
Service
Jakarta,
over.
Morten Frost and I were watching
3
the finals together.
1.
He made a very, very interesting point, because of course we look at Lee Yong-dae playing with Yu Young-sung, and we're astonished by Lee Yong-dae's ability to read at the front of the court and play so many winners. But Morten made the point he needs to be set up for that,
yeah,
and his
absolutely.
partner has got to be playing the shuttle in the right place. And here we are again, we're singing the praises of Lee Yong-dae, but actually the man who's doing all the hard work, doing the setting up, Yu Young-sung, and he's playing a very, very important role.
Absolutely, and he clearly understands that role well. He knows how to get the best out of his partner. He's the guy who makes his partner look good, and you always want to have that good combination. Sometimes you'll always have someone who is a really flashy creator, and then the other one you've got as a workhorse. And he tends to be the workhorse, but he's so accurate that that makes it easy for Lee.
Phenomenal. How do you get this man away from the net? Lee Yong-dae absolutely ready to pounce on anything.
And you'll see it here, the net shot, the cross-court net, there's just no place for that, not with someone of his calibre.
So what should he have done?
I think he should have just pushed it back, just softly back past him at the front court. You know,
To the mid-court
down,
area?
Yeah, back into the middle part. Then they wouldn't have lost any position in the court at all.
He's human.
Service over. 5 3.
Yeah. Well, initially good defence, as you've
Service
already
over.
pointed out by the Malaysians.
4-5.
But when you get the opportunity to come forward, you've got to make it count at this level.
You just can't afford to give away that momentum at the front court. The front court is where the game is won and lost, and dominating from the front is really key to men's doubles.
Oh dear, more strings gone in the racket of Tam Wee
5
Keong.
all.
Tournament stringers will be busy tonight. You always know when a string breaks because it makes a different sound coming off the racket. Here we go. Apart from the horrendous error. Yeah, nice courtesy amongst the players that always allow a player with a new racket just to have a couple of hits just to try it out. That's well reached by Yu Young Sun. It's the right idea. You know, the number of times I've watched the Koreans, and I think, why are they so deep in their defensive stance? They've got to be vulnerable to that little block, surely. Look how deep they are.
They got 1 foot on the doubles line at the back.
Yes.
Really would like to see the Malaysians taking the pace off a lot of those shots at the front court. You know, really trying to mix it up, not just hitting it back to them hard all the time.
7-5.
Yeah.
Good attack on that occasion, but again, Koreans,
Service over.
their defensive base is very
6,
deep in the court.
7.
Even off some of the, instead of some of the full-blooded smashes, you'd like to see some half smashes down through the centre of the court to mix things up a little bit. Maybe create a bit more of an opportunity for their play to come forward.
Yeah, I like that idea. More variation in the attack, some slices maybe as well. A couple of disguised drops. It's gone long.
7 all. Done.
Seems really important for the Malaysians now. They've drawn level at 7-all in this second game. They really need to try and win a few points now and get their neck in front. Try and push this match into a third game.
Now, the umpire just having a quick word with Tam Wee Keong. Do you know what that was about? Trying to influence the line judge?
Yeah.
Arms spread wide when the shuttle
Potentially.
landed, or didn't really get that?
8-7.
Lee Yong-dae wants the shuttle changed. The Malaysians say no.
Bit of gamesmanship happening on the court at the moment. Both teams trying to take control.
Oh, that's good judgment.
Service over.
We talked about the drift in the stadium, and all big stadiums obviously have them, and the shuttle gets affected a lot more as it slows down through the air, and we've seen a lot of lifts tonight just drifting out just that inch or two down in the back corner.
It's a good serve.
Nine. 8.
Yeah, it just seems the Koreans, when there is that little exchange at the net, as we saw in that last rally, the Koreans are coming from above the shuttle, whereas the Malaysians seem to be coming from below it.
They just seem to have a little bit more intensity in the way that they're playing.
Yeah.
Really focusing everything on that front court.
10-8.
That's another great serve.
Service over. 9-10.
Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously the gestures there saying we've got to get on that net, tapping the shuttle down. Doesn't need a big swing from the front of the court. All needs is a short, sharp movement of the racket head, and the shuttle will go down quickly. That's a good rally. Oh, my word. Brilliance. Lee Yong-dae down, but certainly not out. You see, the big difference in that rally to me was the defence of the Malaysians did something with the shuttle, blocked and moved forward.
It's very easy in men's doubles to get drawn into that driving off the smash all the time, or lifting back off the smash. And the thing that really creates a change in the rally and allows you to counter-attack is usually the block, and particularly a block if you can change the angle and take it cross court. A little signal there from Tan telling his partner exactly where he's going to serve.
It's going long. So it is the Malaysians who have the advantage at the mid-game interval. Just 1 point advantage, but advantage nonetheless. Well, coming from behind there. And the Malaysians, all of a sudden, look as if they mean business.
And exactly what they needed to do. They needed to take some momentum into this second half of this second game. The Koreans are always going to come at you. They're going to put pressure on you, usually from the front court, but just in general play. You're always under pressure, and I think that's where the Malaysians have struggled in this in the first game, was that they just weren't able to maintain the intensity or keep with the intensity of the Korean players.
Well, this certainly give the Malaysians a lift, having the advantage at the mid-game interval. It is always amazing, isn't it, Mark, how just one solitary point has such a psychological advantage. We're in the lead at the mid-game interval, and that can it can be a huge advantage or disadvantage if you're then down at the mid-game interval. But you know, 1 point is obviously nothing.
And there it's just been wiped out now. It's 11-all. But it does make a difference. It does make you feel like you're in some control. Moving in, having that break, being at even 1 point up, at least, you know, you're better to be 1 point up than 1 point down.
Now, I suspect that the Koreans might make a little push here, up the intensity.
Absolutely critical for the Malaysians now not to make any more forced errors. I could call that a forced error, because sometimes the Koreans are putting that much pressure on you, going for more than what you would like. So they need to steady here.
Service over. 12-all.
Oh, this has developed into an intriguing battle. You see, that's what I don't understand with a rally like that. How many opportunities did the Malaysians have to turn their defence into attack, but they chose just to lift it?
And they paid the price, because the Koreans are patient. They took their time, they set up, and they end up dominating the rally. We saw that from the Malaysians in the first part of that second game, that when they did turn it over, when they did turn defence into attack, they were a lot more successful.
So why do they do it? Is it just that it's ingrained in them that, you know, because players do so much defensive practice? Because it is a big part of the game now, but it's not to say that the game is defensive. It's still all about the attacking play, as proved by that rally.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think they get into a bit of a comfort zone. I think it's easier to do that. It's a lot harder to take the pace off the shuttle when it's coming 150, 200 k's an hour at you. It's easier to just blast it back than it is to try and adjust your racket head and take the pace off.
Yeah, also physically harder work to be on. Ooh, service fault called. Struck above the waist, says our service judge.
13, 14.
Also physically, it's hard work if you're on the attack. Somebody's got to be at the back of the court thundering down the smashes, varying the pace as you suggested. And physically, that's demanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, maybe it's a, you know, a thing that they want the easy route, as it were. Happy to defend. You see it when they get on the attack. How different.
And I think sometimes it seems to be that it might be those first 3 shots of the rally that are actually hurting them. When they get it right, they take control of the rally. When they get it wrong, they're in the defensive mode straight away and they can't seem to turn themselves out of it. So quick. His racket control, his racket head control when the shuttle's coming fast around his head height is just second to none.
Yeah. The drive defence.
15.
The vision to whip that across court. It wasn't really defence, was it? It was more of a drive. But that's what they haven't really exploited, have they? They haven't played it deep into the back corners. Maybe the worry of hitting long, considering the drift, but I don't think the Malaysians have tried enough solutions to this problem.
No, they've just stuck to the one game plan. They haven't really tried to mix it up.
That's dangerous.
And that's the hard part when you're playing against a Korean pair that are as good as these two. They are relentless, and they probably won't get drawn into just that smash, flat out, hard, attacking game. They will keep varying it. They will keep changing it. So as the Malaysian pair are finding, they're really struggling to win points when they're in that type of circumstance.
That's what we need to see more of from the Malaysians.
Service over 16.
Moving forward, closing down that mid-court area.
Much better angle that time, not going full cross court, not going straight back at the opposition player, but coming across
17,
the body.
16.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about a little earlier.
I don't think it was a full-blooded smash either. I think he took a little bit off that, and I think that's probably what threw the opposition off.
So the Malaysians into the lead once more. It's a pity from
Service over
Malaysian perspective.
17.
Good serve. He was looking for the third shot. Wants to tie the shoelace again. Yeah, you need a double bow in that, mate. Second time he's done that.
I think he's got a little button that undoes it when he needs to. He needs to take a bit of time.
Come now, how can you think such a thing?
It didn't help him. It's always the balancing act where you do something to try and maybe throw your opposition off, or to get your mind straight, and then you go and make a loose error.
I'm closing my ears to this. We've already touched on sportsmanship and gamesmanship and that dividing line.
Oh, there we go
strings
again.
broken again. That has got to be at least the third racket from
19.
the Malaysians.
17.
That time from Govi Shem.
I was talking to the stringers yesterday down behind the courts, and they were saying how some of the players have got such incredible tension on the rackets now. They're just higher than they've ever been, and finer strings as well. So, you know, if you slightly mishit it, that's what's going to happen. So you pay the price.
Short. Yeah, got what it deserved. You just sort of feel it's last chance saloon
Service over.
for the Malaysians.
18. 19.
Lovely images. Clever. Yes, there you go. There's your change of pace. Oh, throw in the drop shot.
Let's see if now that they get to 19 all, if they can stick to that plan, or whether they go back to their comfort zone. I like to see them try and keep control. Stay on the attacking side and keep varying it, mix it up.
So all level in this second game, 19 all. Oh, it's gone wide. Well,
Service over.
the
20.
opportunity
Match point.
comes to
19.
Korea. Match point opportunity.
Play.
I've got a feeling that the crowd want this to go to a third game. They're finding it very entertaining.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. All of our quarterfinals so far have been in 2 straight games. That's a great serve. And good return. So one match point has come and gone. It is 20 all, and that means that we require extra
20.
points
Oh.
until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. Unless, of course, we got to 29 all, and then it would be sudden death. Oh, the serve is short.
What an ambitious serve to try. I haven't seen one all match. He tries the reverse cross-court serve.
Yeah, out wide, and that error on the serve gifts a second match point opportunity to the Koreans.
It's desperate stuff.
Yeah, well worked. I think another racket has gone. Govi Shem, yeah, shows his racket to the umpire.
Service over. 21. Oh.
Lucky he put that last one away. He was going to be in trouble if the shuttle had come back again.
imitating the players with the little grunts before the rally.
He's pretty good from the backcourt as well.
Yeah, that's, of course, is the problem for all Lee Yong-dae's opponents.
22.
So will it be third
21.
time lucky for the Koreans? Third match point opportunity. Oh, well, I find this extraordinary. Umpire allowing the players to have a towel down at match point opportunity. And the Malaysians making the most of it. Match point number 3.
Be a brave service judge to call this one a fault.
He got called last time, didn't he? Above the waist. He won't flick it. He'll play it short, surely, because the flick serve is more dangerous to get called.
Still in it.
Service over, 22 all.
Well, you talked about an ambitious shot. That, to me, was ambitious from Lee Yong-dae, and very, very uncharacteristic.
I think he was headed for the highlights reel with that one. Unfortunately, didn't pay off.
Well, a clash of rackets. Didn't sound too healthy.
23,
Malaysians, but they both checked the
22.
rackets, both happy they're okay. So now match point opportunity number 4 for the number 4 seeds from Korea. Hoping a change of shuttle might change their fortune on match point opportunities. This time, and their run of good fortune continues. There's Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung, winners of the last 2 Super Series tournaments, and victory here in the quarter-final stage. Their confirmation of the score, 21-15, 24-22 in 46 minutes, and safely through to the semi-final.
Match on by Lee Yong-dae and Yu Young-sung. 21-15.
Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us in commentary for what has been an intriguing quarterfinals day, and some results that we weren't expecting, some results we were. And let's have a look at some of the highlights from what was a fascinating men's doubles encounter. Of course, won by the Koreans, who really were outstanding. But let's give credit to the Malaysian pair. They gave them a run.
They were right in that second game, and anything could have happened. They just didn't quite have the momentum when they needed it. And as we talked about throughout the match, there was plenty of opportunities. They just couldn't finish it off.
As we watch the final highlights, we say thank you to Mark Nichols, and we congratulate the Koreans on making it through to the semi-finals here at the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. And here are the results from today. Talk us through these, Jill.
Yes, well, disappointing from my perspective that all 5 quarterfinals won and lost in straight games. Would have been very nice to see a three-game battle, but the Olympic bronze medalist, Saina Nehwal, just too good for her opponent. Really good match. The second women's singles, Karolina Marin, I really enjoyed her performance there. And with the Koreans, well, they just seem to get better and better, as far as I'm concerned, in the men's doubles.
Well, it is semi-finals day tomorrow. I hope you can join us for that coverage as we continue the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. See you tomorrow.